Jack Thunder and the Dawn of Unity. Chapter 17 Battle in the Desert. Nemesis took to the skies just as the thing that was once Ivy Butternut took a swing at it. She cackled in corrupt ecstasy, black gunk oozing from her mouth. Officer Gerard hastily tugged Stephanie away from her newfound friends. She could see deep, dark clouds beginning to form overhead, transforming day into night. Unnatural red lightning lanced between them as they began to swirl. She gasped as Ivy swatted Saturn off the edge of a cliff. The Valkyrie landed on his feet and skidded to a stop just at the base of the mountain. He swung Excalibur, a blade of light slicing through an inky tentacle in part of Ivy's ear. This only enraged the bear woman more. She leapt off the crevice, intent on mauling Saturn. But as she fell, there was a flash of deep green from above. Ivy tumbled helplessly to the ground, arms and legs netted in place with twisted vines. The rest of the team dove after her. As they fought with everything they had, the storm above their heads grew to terrifying proportions. Stephanie could see hundreds of tiny glowing eyes popping in and out of the darkness that now blanketed the sky. The wind picked up, sending sand and dust flying. All Stephanie could see were the fragments of anima, each glowing a different color of the rainbow through the sandstorm. Stephanie winced. Here she was, at the final boss, and she still couldn't cast a single spell. Nor could she fight or do anything even remotely useful. How could she possibly help? All of a sudden, she got an idea. This storm was almost impossible to see through. If she distracted Ivy long enough... Stephanie broke free from Officer Gerard's grasp. His shouts faded as she headed for the colorful lights in the distance. As she got closer, she could make out the shadowed outline of Ivy Butternut snapping and screeching with rage. "Hey, Ivy!" Stephanie yelled. Ivy turned to face the human girl. "I'm right here! Come and get me!" Stephanie turned tail and sprinted away just as a web of lightless, slimy tendrils crashed into the sand just inches behind her. Kirami skidded to a stop at Ivy's back. She watched in horror as Stephanie continued to dart this way and that around the bear. The thing that was once Ivy roared, chasing her this way and that, more questing tentacles lashing out at Stephanie. The Kitsune saw her chance. Yuki's blade grew red hot as she charged her disease-burning spell. Within seconds, Ivy was engulfed in flame. She shrieked and writhed, coughing up a thick gout of wendigo mass. A lone star glimmered from above. A comet of white crashed into the dirt, flaring its wings out. Nemesis had returned. Jack Thunder clambered onto the Feng Huang's back. The aura around his staff shifted from green to white. As he and Nemesis lifted off the ground once more, crackling bolts of light bright enough to penetrate even the thickest fog shot out of Stormbringer's blades. They struck Ivy in the side. The other young champions joined in. Bolstered by the Feng Huang's presence, they encircled the corrupted bear woman. Soon Ivy was trapped, beams of anima striking her from all sides. Enough! A sudden surge of wind blew all of them off their feet. Ivy huffed and puffed, turning her angered glare towards Nemesis. "I've had enough of this nonsense," Malefic roared under Ivy's voice. "Forget the fragments of anima. It's this one I have to score to settle with." It pointed at Nemesis. With that, Ivy gave one last plaintive wail before hunching over. Out of her mouth poured gallons of black wendigo substance. It twisted and curled upon itself, revealing an ebony serpent. Two blazing, blood-red eyes glared up at the crew. The snake beneath their feet rose up as something new. It morphed into a fearsome serpentine wyvern with demonic antlers and a mouthful of razor-sharp fangs. Its lips parted slightly, revealing a raging inferno ready to incinerate Nemesis where it stood. Malefic. Nemesis launched itself towards Malefic, knocking its head to the side. A column of corrupt flame shot out of Malefic's mouth, charring the sand where it hit. "This isn't over yet, Nemesis." Malefic spread its wings and took to the skies, kicking up another gale as it rose to fight its opponent. Ivy coughed, still hunched over on the ground. The 6 young champions stood over her. She turned up to face them. You... Ivy stammered. "You selfish little..." "Oh, shut up," Snotter interrupted. "What?" Ivy rose to her hands and knees, snarling at the defiant fairy snail. How dare I what?" Snotter snapped. "You have no place to talk. I mean, just look at you. Your family's left, Twitchett's left, even Malefic's left. There is no one in Alterus who is still on your side." "You're wrong. Twitchett wouldn't leave me. Didn't he tell you how we met?" The crew exchanged glances, confused. All except Jack Thunder, who stared at the ground. "Even if everyone else leaves, he'll never betray me. After all, he's hated by pretty much everyone else at this point. He wouldn't have anywhere to go." Unbeknownst to Ivy, Twitchett was listening from afar, crouched behind a boulder. He began to feel something emerging within him. Deep in his heart, a small ember sparked into a fire. He casually strode towards the scene. The crew brandished the fragments towards the Necromata, but he showed no interest in them. He swept past the heroes as he came face to face with Ivy. "There you are, Twitchett. Where were you all this time?" she scolded him. Twitchett said nothing. "How do you explain this? You did a terrible job of securing the fragments. Do you hear me?" Still silence. "Are you even listening to me?" Ivy shrieked. Twitchett let out a bitter growl, his eyes narrowing. They were filled with disdain, but within them Ivy saw something else. Something she'd never expected to. Hope. "Twitchett?" Ivy's voice fell to nearly a whisper. "I had a thought just now," the Necromata seethed. "I'm no longer interested in working for you. You can get someone else to be your number 2. What? Ivy's jaw dropped. "But why?" Twitchett's eyes closed as his expression relaxed. "I witnessed a miracle back in the caverns. That Feng Huang above us? That's Nemesis, former general of the Heart of Darkness." He paused to take a breath. "Jack and his friends here used Heaven's transformation on it. And it just made me think I couldn't stand to recapture them after that." Ivy couldn't believe her ears. "So that's what this is all about? We've nearly got the world in the palm of our hand, and you choose now of all times to have a conscience attack? What is wrong with you?" Twitchett staggered back as if Ivy had struck him. He swallowed hard. "My question is, what's wrong with you?" Ivy froze. She sat there, dumbstruck that Twitchett suddenly had the nerve to look her in the eye and speak to her that way. Suddenly she roared. Twitchett ducked just out of the way before Ivy charged him. She flexed her paw, intent on slashing through him, but instead was only met with pain. Her claws chipped and broke off on the side of the mountain. Crumbs of sandstone dusted the ground. Meanwhile, Malefic and Nemesis continued to battle in the sky above. Malefic had the advantage when it came to size and strength, but even it was no match for the power of all the elements of anima combined. It had tried to bite down on Nemesis, but each time it did, the Fanghong burned right through its jaw. Malefic's null flame breath was no help either. It would just shatter and disperse as soon as it came close to the former Wendigo general. This is impossible! Malefic protested. The black clouds over its head bubbled and writhed, their eyes focusing on Nemesis. Give up, Malefic. It's over. Nemesis goaded. Never! I'm not losing to a pitiful turncoat like you! Malefic charged up another null beam. It bounced harmlessly off of Nemesis, crashing into the peak of one of the mountains. The ground below rumbled unsteadily. Turncoat? Nemesis chuckled. If I recall, you were the one who sent me here in the first place. What did you say? The flip side doesn't need a soft, sickly general like you? Well, that was an error in judgment, wouldn't you say? So what? Malefic roared. You still can't kill me. Even if you win, I'll come back. Maybe not, Nemesis agreed. In its hands, a great sword of light took shape. Nemesis reeled it back, aiming it at the null sigil on Malefic's chest. But leaving you at the mercy of Jack Thunder and his friends should be punishment enough. With a shink of cold steel, Nemesis tossed the light sword at its opponent. It ripped straight through its target, tearing an ever-expanding hole in Malefic's chest. Malefic roared and thrashed as glowing cracks spread across its body. Finally, it exploded, sending a shower of null magic globs into the atmosphere. The black, oily mass rained down on the eternal desert. Some of the blobs hit the mountain peaks, loosening stones from them. Nemesis's breath hitched in its throat when it spotted the young heroes on the ground below. They were right in the path of an incoming avalanche.